Hi there, this is Tammy. Welcome back to my channel. This is Tammy's Crafty Life. These days my videos are primarily about cross stitch. This is Flosstube number 36, but I have at least a few hundred videos. I don't remember how many I filmed before I started, before I changed to Flosstube. It's been a while since I've been back. I do have issues in trying to film because my husband is working while I'm sleeping and I'm sleeping while he's not home, so it doesn't work very well for me to have the house to myself. So he's asleep now. It is evening. He went in the other room, so hopefully you won't hear any weird noises and hopefully the dog won't bark. I have a lot to share with you today because it's been so long since I've been back. I have several fully finished items. I have some sewing that I did. I have some finishes. I have some whips and a little bit of haul. I think that's it. And not sure about plans, so we'll see. So I will start with the sewing because it's on top. I have been wanting this bag. It's the ultimate, it's by Annie, the ultimate travel bag 2.0, and I finally made it for myself, so this is it. I absolutely love this fabric. I like purple, I like butterflies, and then I love blue and purple together. So I love this. This was several days in the making. It's the first by Annie pattern I've made, and it was quite a chore. Has the nice double zippers on top, and the inside is lined with another coordinating fabric. This had several coordinating fabrics. One of them is this purple. There's a teal just like it. There's also a green, but I didn't use it on this one. So that's my first thing to share. And then the other thing I made as far as sewing goes is I had to have a matching project bag, so I made this. I have never understood on project bags the purpose of the zipper right here, because it leaves you this much space at the top that's not usable. I like top zippers, so that's what I did. This has a top zipper. I made this big enough to hold 11 by 11 Q-snaps with some extra space, and put the pretty turquoise on the inside. I did not box bottom the bag because I like the way it looks without. And this is some lace. If you've watched older videos, well, if you've watched any of my other videos where I showed fully finished things, I use this lace a lot. This is from Hobby Lobby. I also have used this lace in some mini albums that I made in my paper crafting days. So I did all this quilting myself. It was a big learning experience. I'm glad it's over. I have a lot more of that fabric and plans for more things to make with it. And then in my haul, I'll show you some more fabric that I just got that I have fun things to make with. So now I'll get to my fully finished items. I think I have 5, maybe. The first one is I finished Well Hello There January. That's this. And it goes on this board from Chantel's 141 Design Company. This is the 3rd month that I've finished, and when they're all done I'm going to make an embellishment that goes here for each month, to go with each month. But I want to do those all at once, so the stitching itself is fully finished, and I don't have to think about it. I can move on to the next one, which will probably be February. I think that's what I pulled the thread out for. This was maple, and I did like a dry brush technique, and this is a separate piece that I painted brown. So that is Well Hello There, the January one. The next thing that I fully finished, well, this isn't exactly in the order I did them in, but in my previous video I showed you this little corgi. I made him just as a round ornament. This is fabric. People always ask if that's wood on the back. It's fabric. This is all stitched together, and then I just put a little bow here. I'm thinking about adding like maybe a little paw print charm or something right there, and I'm going to get an ornament hanger, and then of course because it's a corgi, this will be for my daughter. So he's fully finished. Another thing I showed you that was finished last time was Primrose Cottage Stitches, Summer Wishes, and Bumblebee Kisses, and this, I mounted it. This is a scoop. I think I showed this in my last video from Hobby Lobby. And I was going to mount it this way, but then I realized that this base, it stands up by itself. So that makes it a cool little thing that can stand up. The hardest part was getting the chipboard the right shape to fit in this scoop, because it's not even. So I got the chipboard the right shape, and then I put some rickrack behind when I mounted it, and this cute little yellow bow, and all of the bee patterns from Primrose Cottage. I changed the color palette, so this is not the same color palette that's in the patterns. This is my own color palette. Let's see. Another thing you saw in my previous video that's now fully finished is Honey of a Tiny Town. I bought this spool, which is a scissor holder, just for this. I'm not totally happy with the way I did this, but that's the first time I've done one of these, and so I put Velcro on the back. Also, these work best if you've stitched on 18 count, and mine was on 16, so I didn't have a lot of space to play with here to put buttons. Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch is where I got the idea, and she put some cute little buttons there with a little elastic. So maybe if I do others that I want to finish this way, I'll stitch them on 18 count. And I love this spool and that it's a scissor holder. So I'm glad to have that done. I'm trying to find places to set things. And I think my last fully finished item is I took a class at Acorns and Threads. Well, surprise, I take a lot of classes at Acorns and Threads. This was a Franny Ritter class. She actually came up from California and did this class, and we made these adorable little tags on perforated paper from one of her patterns. So there's 4 of them. This is summer and autumn, and I just think they are adorable, and the tags she provided in the class. And then there's winter and spring. So those were a lot of fun. So that's my last fully finished item. Last weekend I was going to do a whole bunch of finishing, and I only got 3 things done. I just finished my Honey of a Tiny Town. Well, I finished it last night, but I needed Velcro, so I had to go buy Velcro today. And then I have some finishes that were whips the last time. This is, I just covered up my board. This is one of the 2 designs in Patriotic Flowers 2 by Emily Call. I do not remember what fabric this is on. I should know that, but I changed the colors to match all of my red, white, and blue. They're all the same colors. Another thing I finished was, this was the very first Flags on the 4th pattern released by Lindsay of Primrose Cottage Stitches. Was it last year when she started that on the 4th of July? This is a Sky Blue Whisper 14 count Ada. And again, my own colors, red, white, and blue, not the ones that go with any pattern. And then Nicole Spohr did a stitch along that was to use a Cherry Hill Stitchery pattern. And this was a whip. This may not have been a whip. I don't remember, since it's so long since my last video. I don't know if you've seen this one. This is Home of the Brave by Cherry Hill Stitchery. And I haven't decided how I'm going to finish this. And this is on a 14 count Ada from Hobby Lobby. It's pale gray. I don't know what they call it. It's got like a pale gray marbling on it, but it's actually white fabric. So that is the Home of the Brave. And then I finished my June cross stitch camp project, which you saw that I was going to do it, but I couldn't start it till June 1st. So this is fully stitched. This is a Bluebird Salute by Misty. Is it from Misty? Luminous Fiber Arts. This was fun to stitch, and again I used my own colors. And I don't know what the fabric is, but so I've got to figure out how to do that. Misty finished hers in a pillow. I'm not sure how I'm going to do mine. The July cross stitch camp is in my. It's the next thing I'm going to show you. June was something with a bird in it. July is something that grows. So now I'm going to go into my whips, And I chose this design by Hands On Design. This is a mattress finish. So you stitch the front and the 1-inch band to go around the sides, and then you make a little mattress out of it. And then it comes with this key fob pattern too, you can see in this picture. So I have to finish this by the end of the month, and I am very close. I finished the front, which is this. I changed the colors. I just chose colors from my stash. When it's all done, this will have a piece of felt. Not felt. Yeah, well, it'll have a piece of wool on there that gets filled in with this. And then I stitched the fob. What I still have to stitch is a square that matches this, a blank square, because when you stitch them together you need that. And then I'm almost done with the band, and it says came the spring in all its splendor. So this is not quite, this frame is not quite long enough for me to stitch the whole thing. So when I got to the end there, I went back and I'm doing the bottom part, and then I'll stitch the frame around it before I go and finish the end. So this is called Came the Spring. So that is my July cross stitch camp project. I'm still trying to decide what I'm going to do. Sorry, what I'm going to do for August. The theme for August is something new to you. So I'm going to do a pattern, a designer that's new to me. I don't know which one. Oh, well, that might be a good one right there. I have several patterns that are from designers I haven't stitched before. I have a whole bunch of new starts this time, so you're only going to see one, maybe one that was a whip. So my next one is, Doreen Jones had a sale, and I saw this pattern and fell in love with it, along with some others. This is a bee scissor case and fob, and so there's the name. This is on her Etsy shop. I think this is beautiful. So I ordered the fabric. The fabric is a pale blue 36 count linen, witch hilt, I think. It's got heart hanger in it, and it called for some threads I've never heard of, so I, for the heart hanger part, a brand of thread I've never heard of, so I went to Acorns and Threads and picked out some threads to do the heart hanger with, and then all of the DMC, or all the actual cross stitches, I think, are the called for colors. So this is how far I am with this. Where's my board? Keep burying the board. I have done the top corner and the stitching all around the edge. So you can see the little bee there. Sorry, my light is kind of weird. This was very quick to stitch. So I have a special thing in mind to do with that. We'll see if that's what happens or not. The next thing I just started is, I should have taken this out of the plastic. I saw this on Garan Stitchery's video a couple videos ago, and I fell in love with this. I've been wanting to make a needle book. This is called Liberty, and it's by Haystack Stitching. So I started this, and I just started it yesterday, I think. So I haven't gotten very far. This is my progress so far. I've done the red border, and I'm starting the blue border inside, and then I'll do the other stitching. So this is one side of the needle book. This fabric is 16 count Morning Fog by Be Stitch Me. I love her fabrics. See, I just lost my, I need to be more careful with needles. The needle fell out, so at least it fell out right where I could see it. The next thing I found for a new start, you know I love Shannon Christine, and I don't remember why I went to her website. Probably because I'm in her Facebook group, subscription group, and she said something that sent me there. So I saw this pattern. It's called Posy Manna, and I fell in love with this. It's just so pretty, and I have a little start on it. This is in a very cool bag I got at Acorns and Threads. This is one of the looking for Corey's label. There it is. Crafty Corey Stitches. She makes these for acorns and threads. And I got one of the big ones with a handle on it. And it also holds a big Q-snap. Well, not a big Q-snap. I have an 11 by 8 Q-snap in it. And here is my tiny little start on this one. This fabric, I don't know what this fabric is either. This is a Grace Notes fabric, and it's a pale, pale mottled green. And I just thought that this was beautiful. So that's my tiny little start. And I got sidetracked by my cross-stitch camp things, but I did get a start on this one. I am excited to watch it grow because it's beautiful. The next thing that attracted my eye, I've been like, the last couple months, I've been like a bird picking up the next shiny new thing. And I found a lot of shiny new things in the last couple of months. So this is called Happy Camper by the Blue Flower. I saw somebody stitching this. I saw this stitched in person. Somebody was stitching it in person, and I fell in love with it. So I had to do it. I love the Blue Flower. And where is it at? Oh, it's in there. I just don't have it on a Q-snap. This is also Morning Fog by Bestitch Me. This is the rest of the piece. And here is my little start on this one. This was fun to stitch. I love this. This is called, oh, what's that called? Cadet, which I thought would be a blue, but it's actually a green. And then I have my little fox from the Fat Quarter Shop. So this will be a good sized one, but it stitches pretty fast. Just not enough hours in the day when you work as many hours as I do. The next shiny object was on Carolyn Zook's video, See Zook Stitches. She said she was going to do this, and I had been in Acorns and Threads and seen this pattern, I don't know, 4 or 5 times, and almost picked it up, and I never did. And then Carolyn said she was going to do a stitch along, and she was starting it on July 1st. This is called E Pluribus Unum by Jan Hicks Creates. And this is fun because it's not red, white, and blue. This is real blue, but these are all like shades of pink and burgundy and some cream in there. You know, some of them it's hard to see on camera, but it's just really pretty. And my fabric, I dyed the fabric for this myself. Because I didn't have a piece of fabric that was the color I wanted, and it's going to be hard to see. But this is my little start I did on July 1st. This one is kind of a white color, which is very hard to see. It's a whitish pink. They're all pink. So I started here, and I'm doing one strand of every color across. So this one's DMC, so I could use a longer strand, and these two were Fancy Floss, so I had to use a shorter strand. That's why those are shorter. So this one is, I think, is beautiful and lots of fun. E Pluribus Unum by Jan Hicks Creates. I don't know if I want to put the words on it. I don't know if I like the words. I like the flag, but I don't know if I like the words. Although the words give it the direction, because otherwise you might think it should go this way. If you put it this way, this is on the wrong side, so it really needs to go this way. So that just kind of told me why I need to put the words on there. So I guess I probably will. Not to let my pile explode. The last, no, did I already do this one? Oh, something I didn't show you with my, another thing I did of sewing with my sewing at the beginning. I made this project folder. I wanted it big enough to put a full-size pattern in it, so it is that big. I wanted a spine because it's the right depth for my Q-snaps, and then I can tie them in there. And then this is the inside. Is it a vinyl pocket here, one here, there's felt here, and then there's a pocket behind both of these. So that was something else I sewed. Did not do a wonderful job because it's the first time I've made something like that. My binding needs a little help, but practice makes perfect. Well, practice makes better, and I don't want to take it out. So what I think is my last new start, Nicole Spohr is doing a stitch along that is Jingle Bell Sleigh Rides, again by Cherry Hill Stitchery. And I thought this pattern was really cute, so I decided to join in on the stitch along. This pattern only comes in a hard copy, so there was no PDF download, so I had to find somewhere I could buy it. And here, I started in the middle with the word company. I started here. So I'm working my way up. This is Sleigh Ride. And this is on a 32 count. I think it's Raspberry Latte by Grace Notes. So that is my last new start. I'm in some other stitch alongs that I haven't stitched for a while. I have also Hive Rules, and I have the Maloka Designs Secret Stitch Along that all the parts have been released, and it's a squirrel and it's adorable, but I haven't touched it since the last time you saw it. So my last thing is, where did I put it? Here it is. The last whip that I'm going to share is I've been working on Pattern Cats. This one doesn't have a number. She has a lot of these different Pattern Cats patterns by Doreen Jones. That's the name. This one has 5 cats. Last time you saw it, I had this much done, and I was just getting ready to move my stuff over so I could work on this. So I'm going to take off one of my Q-snap things. I should have already done this. They are hard to get off, especially when they're, there we go, because I have fabric folded up in it. So this is how far I am. I am almost done. I've been working on the blues in this last little bit. I love this. It's full coverage. It's gone really fast because there's no confetti. Everything you do is blocks of color. And I'm just in love with it. And I want to be done with it. I did, she has a butterfly one that's similar that I ordered, and I'm going to make sure I finish that one before I start the butterfly, so I'll show you that at some point. So that's all my stitching. I think I feel like I've forgotten something, but I don't see it if I have. So now I will show you some things I've picked up recently. I went to Joann's today to buy Velcro for this. I needed Velcro. That was pretty expensive Velcro. I knew I should stay away from the fabric, and I happened to walk down this fabric aisle, and I saw this, which I've never seen before. Not my colors, but it's the bee theme, and it's the bee theme actually in my bee colors. And I fell in love with this fabric. So I had to get 2 coordinating prints to go with it. This is sunflowers and little tiny bees, and then this is just the bees. So these are, I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I'll probably make a project bag or 2, maybe some other things. I think these are just beautiful. Beautiful. I have a bunch of By Annie patterns too, so I could make some of those. Sorry, my foot. I have a messed up foot, and it's hurting because I'm standing. The next thing I have for my haul is, I don't know which Facebook group. I'm in a whole bunch of cross stitch Facebook groups, as probably all of you are. And in one of them, I saw this pattern by Rovaris. This came from Italy. And this was the picture she had posted, and I'm like, oh, that is just so cool. So this, sorry, it's a shiny picture. This is a cross stitch band. This is painted. And then it comes with some little, didn't come with the spool, but it came with a couple other little things. So this is the box, and the box has a swivel top, and inside it has this adorable little jar. I think it's for needles, and it has this fun scissor fob or scissor charm, not scissor fob, or zipper pull, sorry. And then it has this little waxer that's the shape of a bee. It was kind of spendy, but I wanted it, so I got it. And I was just thinking, you know, when I was talking about the July cross stitch camp, I have never stitched a Rovaris pattern, so I might do that. I'll have to find the fabric to go with it, and then figure out how. It might have finishing instructions actually. To figure out how to attach it. Sorry, that's my dog telling me he wants to play. So we'll see how that goes whenever I decide to stitch it. Heaven and Earth Designs. I saw this on Facebook. Somebody showed this picture and I had to go get it. It's called Mini Catty Cat. So it's, if I use 25 count fabric, it'll only be 9 1/4 by 13. If I use 18 count fabric, it'll be 13 by 18. So I'm leaning, depends on what I already have for Easy Grid. I know I have 25. I'm leaning towards 18, but I don't know if I have any. So I just thought this was stunning. It's going to be hard to see in this picture and in this light, but it looks like from a distance it looks like a picture of a cat, but when you look at it up close, it's not. The way the fur is made is kind of like water drops. It's hard to describe, but I think it's beautiful. So I want to start this one sometime soon. And how am I ever going to finish anything, because I want to start everything I see. I keep telling myself I just need to stay off social media and not go anywhere for a year and work on things that I have started already, but I don't think that's going to happen. I was trolling around on Etsy and this popped up as a suggestion for me. So I had to buy this. It's by the Victoria Sampler, and it is an antique spool, pincushion, pin keep, and strawberry scissor fob pattern. This is the pattern for the stitching. And then a different Etsy shop has this that you put it on. So this has been ordered. I don't have it yet. Hasn't shipped yet either. So it's got some spool pegs for spools of thread. I just thought it was really cool. So, and it should be a quick stitch. Although I was reading the pattern, Victoria Samplers are never quick stitches because they're very complicated. And I think this has ribbon embroidery in it. I think it has not a lot of cross stitch and a lot of other kinds of stitching. So we'll see when I get to that. And then I was watching Lindy Stitches. Is it her latest video, maybe? I love watching her videos because she's just fun to watch. And she was showing that everything she stitches is on green, that she designs and stitches on green. And she had this green fabric. It's called Spending Amnesia, and it looked really cool. I don't know what I'm going to put on it, but I fell in love with it, so I had to order it. That's a pretty good color right there. Might be a little more greenish. Looks a little blue. But I had to order it from her. It's Mystic Fabrics, Spending Amnesia. I got 32 count linen. And she gives you a free postcard pattern when you order from her. And the last one she had was a cute hedgehog, I want to say. Maybe. And this is her new one. It's a swan that says thankful. So this came with it. And then I also ordered this pattern, which is Luminous Fiber Arts, but I bought it from Lindy Stitches because I didn't have it yet. I will not stitch it in red. It will be purple. But I thought I would like to stitch that. So that was my... I really want to find something to put on this because it looks cool. That was my Lindy Stitches order, and she... I just don't think she ever sleeps, because my order, I got the shipping notification email in the middle of the night. The last thing I have to share with you for a haul, I think. Oh, and I have one more thing to share that I showed in my last video, share what I did with it. When I was at Acorns and Threads trolling, I found this floss pack. These are silk threads from Treenway, which I've never heard of. And it's a thread pack for Cross Stitch the Rainbow Tea Time, and it's 4 10-yard skeins. And I just fell in love with those. And I had to pick them up because I love stitching with silk. And my friend Carolyn was there, and I'm like, I don't know what I would stitch on them. Stitch them on. She goes, well, there's patterns there for it. So this is a collaboration with somebody. Let's see. I don't know how many designers. But what I picked up is one from Ink Circles and one from Needle Bling Designs that you stitch using these threads. This is the Ink Circles. It's called Tea Berry Tile. I won't stitch it on the fabric that dark, I don't think, or if I do a dark fabric, it'll be a different color. So that's that one. And the Needle Bling Designs is called Stitching Time. And I thought that was fun too. So I think that's it. Let me see. Let me check my notes. Oh, and they had these thread drops, matching thread drops that I thought were cute, so I had to get them. Yeah, I've showed you everything. I don't know how long. Oh, 30 minutes, which is about normal for me. 31 minutes. So that's it for this video. I did say I'm going to do a tutorial on a hard finish, and I will do that. I also had somebody ask me, I showed these in my last video. Somebody asked about how to do the buttons. I think that's the button she was asking about, because I also showed, I can't get to them. I also showed the needle minder buttons that I made, that I put on a business card. So I'm not sure which one she was asking about. I guess I can show how to do both. And then the other thing I showed that I had purchased was this butterfly, and I did make it into a needle minder. My husband bought me the tool. It's a weird tool. It goes like this, to cut off the pin, and I added. So I like this little butterfly. I think that's it. I got to have lunch with my friend Carolyn. It was so much fun. She's so sweet. I really enjoy spending time with her. We're going to try to get together sometime in August and might do a video together, so that would be fun. She lives close to me, semi-close. She lives very close compared to everyone else in the country. So I think that's it for this time. So thank you for watching, and as always, if there's any suggestions for things you'd like to see for tutorials or just things you'd like to see me video, let me know. I'm working on purging, and I'm going to redo all of this behind me. It will not look like this. Hopefully, well, it won't be by the next video, but hopefully in a couple months that will all be different. And I think that's it. So thank you so much for what I apologize for the thing in my glasses. I tried not to, but I couldn't. Thank you so much for watching. Happy stitching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.